Good evening and welcome to Delish TV. I am Peg and I'm with foodiefitness.net. Tonight I am going to make a mango salsa that I think is a little different than some of them. And then someone had asked me about doing a shrimp, so I thought it would be fun to show this quick shrimp that I throw together when I get back from the gym. That's kind of fun, a little bit of spice to it. And then what I have right here is some sauteed kale. And I used 3 cloves of garlic, chunked it, you don't want to fine granulated, and some red pepper flake that I sauteed in olive oil and a red chili pepper oil to kind of be the base of the shrimp, and then the subsequent mango salsa. So what I have for the mango salsa is, let me get something for my hands, I don't want to burn my eyes out. Friend Wasabi caught me last time accidentally mirroring things that weren't supposed to go together. So anyway, what I have is about half of a purple onion. I prefer purple onions for the mango salsa. I think it has a lot better flavors, the onion. And I've got about half of a medium onion. It comes out to pretty full bowl almost of that. And add that into, what I'm using is about 3 mangoes. Depending on the size of them. And then I use, instead of bell pepper, because a lot of my people that I know have problems with bell pepper, and then I use cucumber, and I use about half of a medium cucumber in my salsa. And then I also use serrano peppers. I like serrano peppers a little bit better. It's just a preference. You can use jalapeno. If you're not used to spicy, what I'm about to tell you is I would use 1 instead of 2. I use 2. I boil mine for 30 seconds. A friend of mine taught me that to bring the heat into the skin, and then I clean the seeds out. But that might be spicier than some people are used to, so you might try it with 1 serrano, maybe 1 jalapeno, and see how that works for your taste flavor. Then I cut up some cilantro, one of my favorites. I used a big handful. I didn't really measure it, but I guess if I was going to, it'd be a little less than a couple of tablespoons, probably, and add that to it. And I'm going to stop for a minute, turn on the oil for the shrimp so it'll get nice and hot. So we'll be ready to go on that. Get that going there. And then what I do from there is, I cut 2 limes, but I'll probably only use about 1.5 in this one. I'm going to use some of the extra in the shrimp when I cook it. And I just squeeze this up in there and then let everything marinate in their juices and then stir it together. I use my mango relish on the shrimp that I'm going to make. You'll see that. The number 1 thing that I use on, because I eat a lot of fish tacos, I eat a lot of fish. But what's good is you can eat it on anything. You can eat it on chicken. You can eat it by itself. It's got so much great food in it, and it's just so tasty and so fresh. And it's a summer a staple, if you ask me. Definitely. So I'll probably use most of the limes on this, and then I'll save the rest for the shrimp. I really like a really good lime flavor in this. Like I said, I let it marinate at least 30 minutes before you serve it if you're going to serve it with something. But, you know, it'll last a good 7 days in your refrigerator if you keep it covered well. And it looks just gorgeous. I mean, it's just a great, great dish. So, I really swear it's one of my favorite summer dishes because it just goes with everything. It's just so fresh and tasty and crunchy. So anyway, that is my mango salsa. Kind of my homage to Cinco de Mayo. And now that we're getting this, I've used a red chili pepper oil, and I use this because I like the way that it kind of flavors it up. And then I've peeled and deveined the shrimp, and I want the oil to be kind of sticky hot, and yeah, it's kind of a pain in the neck to clean up because you're going to have grease pop everywhere, but it just really helps. And you want to cook the shrimp semi-fast, but not so fast that you make them tough. So I just kind of give them a good buzz on each side. Like I said, a little poppy. not going to take long to cook because they're not that big there. But you want them to sear really good on each side. And then what I do from there is I shake a little bit of red pepper flake on it. Just, you know, a couple, depending on how much you're cooking. Right now I only have 5 in there, so I wouldn't use probably more than a shake. And then I use like maybe barely a capful of a low sodium soy sauce. And then some lime. And then I set them over for a minute. And you can see, because what they'll start doing is the glossiness will start getting white. And that's when you'll know that they're about ready to turn. You give them a little bit more of a cook on the other side. And we get them really good in there. Turn it down a little now. You just want the initial heat. And then once they've kind of cooked a little bit on each side like that, then you're going to put your pepper flake in it so you can get the flavor before it fully cooks. Yeah, I do like mine a little hot in case you couldn't tell. And then a little bit of soy. And you hear it sizzling like that. And you give it a good roll around and it marinates so it gets a really nice flavor. And Tony, I did this for you because you asked me last night if I was going to do a shrimp. So I kind of wanted to show you how I did it. And you give it a little bit of a shake. And it's just about done. So you take your lime and pour it over your shrimps. It's a little messy to clean up, but it's so worth it because it just has such a fresh flavor. It's going to taste good over salad or this kale that I prepared over here. Give it a couple more shakes. And to be sure, what I always do to make sure it's done is it's springy, it's not hard. Your shrimp will be done, and then you want to pull it over to the side. And shrimp is a lot like meat is. You want to give it a minute to kind of cool. And so that is my homage to Cinco de Mayo. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Remember, if you're not drinking a Lasco margarita, you're probably not having a good margarita. And I appreciate you tuning in. Thanks for coming in to Delish TV. Have a great day.